Okay, this is going to be sweaty and probably unhearable, but I don't know. There's the car behind me. I'm in a breakdown truck. I broke down on the main road heading back from the airport, having dropped Dave off this morning. Absolutely horrified. Loads of smoke came out the car. Basically the engine started revving and I pulled straight off the road and it turned the engine off and it continued to rev. Smoke came out everywhere. I've never been so frightened in my life. I actually jumped out of the driver's door, not the driver's door, the passenger door. I threw myself across the car, out the passenger window, which luckily was open because I was so close to the rail that you couldn't open any doors, and there were trucks coming past me like crazy. And then grabbed Otis out of the back of the car. Thank God we have a sliding door. I don't know how else I would have got him out. Whew. So there you go. Me and Otis on a tow truck, waiting for a taxi that apparently is going to take us all the way back. Thank God for good insurance, guys. Make sure you have breakdown cover. Right then, I'll show you the more of the journey if it's exciting. Okay, so the taxi has arrived. I've just been to get some water for me and Otis, and that's it really. There's some negotiation with the insurance company about getting the vehicle as far back as Oria because it's a long distance, but they have a workaround for that apparently. And I can hear Otis barking at the taxi driver, so I better... Otis! Who are you barking at? Who are you barking at? There it goes, the other way. So I'm safely back in Fuente. Still using the mobile, same as before. I'm just waiting outside the front of the house. A very good friend, Derek, is coming over to give me a lift back to our house where the other van is. I've got the keys. It's old, it's very cantankerous. I'm not entirely happy about driving it or even wanting to drive after what I experienced, but it's necessary to have a car here just in case. So that's the next thing. And here next to me, Impy has decided I shouldn't be going anywhere either. He's got on my back. Have you missed Imp? Yeah. So there you go. What a day. Gosh. I might add another little bit more in a minute when I've got the other van. I'm back in Fuente. I'm back at the rental. It's a beautiful sunny day. I found the van okay, found the keys okay. It started first time. If you can hear barking in the background, it's because Otis is a bit concerned he got left in the yard and he's worrying if I'm okay. That was, it has to be said, probably one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever had. It was on a very busy part of the motorway. There had been a breakdown beforehand and quite a long tailback, so there were a lot of big lorries coming past. I pulled the car over and we were basically stopped right next to the metal railing, so you couldn't open any doors on the passenger side. The car revved and then everything filled with smoke as I pulled over and stopped. So I couldn't see if anything was coming down on my outside. I couldn't see if there were any lorries coming past. There certainly wasn't enough room to open a car door, or I didn't think there was. So I threw myself feet first out of the passenger door, and there was quite a steep embankment. Luckily I didn't fall down the embankment. I then quickly got Otis out of the back of the car. Luckily that's a sliding door. And tied him up a safe distance away, and then went back, and the cloud of smoke had disappeared, everything had calmed down a bit, put out my emergency triangle, found the insurance documents, which were easy to find in the car thankfully, and then set about contacting insurance and stuff. So that was okay. Still a bit shaken up, I must admit now. It was a very traumatic experience for me, that. I thought the car was going to blow up. I thought it was going to catch fire. I don't know what was going through my head. But we're okay. Nobody's hurt. I've got a few scratches and bruises from jumping out the car. I don't know what the backs of my legs are going to look like in the morning, but they feel quite sore. So there you go, guys. I wasn't expecting to be putting this little video up today, but I am. And I'm going to get back to editing this week, and you're going to see lots of videos coming up in the next 2 weeks while I do as little as possible and stay put and don't break anything else. Okay, thank you. Take care, guys, wherever you are, and make sure you have good car insurance with breakdown cover. And I've got one more thing to add. I called in to see Lillian and Chris from Tales from the Caveside when I left the airport today, before all that happened. And guys, I just want to say thank you for all the coffee and the ham and other pork products and cheese that you gave me, because that definitely kept me going today. Good friends, always necessary. Thank you. You're not too tired to bark at the neighbour? Oh, good boy. I know. What happened today? Where did we go? Did we go on an adventure? Did we? Yeah. What time did we leave the house? Can you remember? It was 5 a.m. Oh, you're allowed to be tired, Mr. Oat. Yes, you are. You going back to sleep? Good boy. Good boy. Okay, I'll come tickle your tummy.